To local folks and teach them how to cook a deliciously simple meal, how to choose good local products, and where to find them. Let's bring simplicity back into the kitchen. Join me every Friday at 3 for Marble City Eats only on KnoxIvy.com.
Thank you to MetroPulse readers everywhere for voting Knox Ivy the best new business for 2010. We love our role as an active partner in telling the world about the people, ideas, and activities that shape East Tennessee. Cheers!
We've pulsed the sage leaves and also the thyme, and we want to add just a little bit of salt, a teaspoon. And then we want to put the top of the food processor back on and just chop one more time. Just to make sure that everything is nice and fine, because this is really something that you can use with focaccia, with a fish, all different ways that you could use the oil. So then you want to take out your chopper, and then you want to put it into the bottle using a funnel, which makes it a lot easier. And it looks so pretty and it smells so good. This takes a couple of minutes because you've got the herbs that are kind of holding it back a little bit. But it's really looking nice. And I'm going to take a knife, because I really want all the herbs going in. And the most important part of this is that you keep it in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks. And again, that will avoid having any type of issues with the oil and water. So it's really going in there nicely. And what I'm going to do is I'll finish the basil and lemon thyme, which is the same process, while we take a break. And then when we come back, we'll do the vinegar. So I'll see you in a minute.
Tired of mulching every year? Use Magic Mulch instead. It's an eco-friendly alternative to traditional mulch that lasts for up to 10 years. Looks just like wood mulch and is odor-free. Get 10% off. Go to magicmulch.net right now.
Buy local. Buy fresh at the Dixie Lee Farmers Market at Renaissance Farragut. Join us every Saturday morning from 9 to noon for locally grown produce, cheeses, herbs, potted plants, baked goods, pottery, handmade crafts, and more. This is our 3rd season, and the Dixie Lee Farmers Market is still making it easier for you to buy fresh locally grown produce and fresh local goods, all offered from Tennessee farmers and artisans. The Dixie Lee Farmers Market, 12740 Kingston Pike at Renaissance Farragut.
So Jen, what do we want to tell people about our new show, The Lifeline Show, and why they need to watch it?
It's all about getting what you want out of your life. Life coaching is all about strategy. It's about getting where you want to go.
Life coaching is a really neat process. It's quite a bit different than counseling.
It's about starting where you are now and getting where you want to go.
And that's what we do in life coaching, and really anybody can do it. Anybody can get results that wants to.
Absolutely. It's about putting time into your life. Putting time, getting the results you want out of your life.
And our show's going to be a lot of fun because we're going to talk a lot about our own stuff, but we're going to also interact with you. And we're going to a lot of different ways you can be on our show and talk with us.
We'll take your calls, we'll take your emails, we'll take you however you want to communicate with us.
And we expect that all of you will get some kind of really great benefit from watching the show.
The more you put in, the more you'll get out.
So join us on the Lifeline Show.
We're awakening hearts and empowering lives.
Want your business to be seen by thousands daily? Knox Ivy is the solution. Email info@knoxivy.com for more information.
Welcome back. I'm so excited to be here, and I want to show you that this is the oil that we just showed how to make, as far as with the sage and the thyme. And then this is the one that I did at our break. You can see the difference. It's actually purple, and that is from the purple basil and lemon thyme that is in this one. So I'm going to put these aside because the next thing we're going to do is vinegars. Vinegars are really easy to make. You can actually give them as gifts because they don't have the same issue with botulism as the oils do, because it is vinegar and it has that high acid content. So what you want to do, it's very important to make sure that you have the right proportion of the herbs with the vinegar. Generally, it's 3 or 4 sprigs per 10 ounces of vinegar. And I'll have this also on my website or on my Facebook page, so you'll be able to see the directions. What I've done here is I filled this bottle with oregano, rosemary, and sage. This one has rosemary, a little bit of thyme, and sage. And this one is basil and thyme. So the next thing we're going to do is I've already warmed the vinegar. That's the first step, is that you warm the vinegar, you don't boil it, you just warm it, and then you can fill your bottles with the vinegar. You let it cool down. So that's what I'm going to do here. This is a red wine vinegar, goes really well with basil, and is an Italian type of dish, or flavor, I should say. Fill that up. And we're going to overflow. We're going to do the same thing with this one. And then the third one, I'm going to rinse this out because I don't want the red wine vinegar going into the flavor of the third one, because I'm going to use a rice vinegar. It's a very light vinegar. You could also use a white wine vinegar. And this I'm going to fill up. We'll get this out of the way. Keep an eye on how full the bottles are getting so you don't overflow like I did a second ago. And then you want to let these sit for a few days, because that's when the flavors of the herbs are going to go into the vinegars. Just seal those. So as you can see, the vinegar is really easy to make. I encourage all of you to make it and give it as gifts. And again, you want to hold on to it for a few days to let those flavors enhance the vinegar. So when we come back, I'm going to make pesto. I'll see you in a minute.
Hi, I'm Taz Cable with the Bolivo. It's a non-traditional local entertainment, local sports base with just a pinch of punchy, bitter comedy, yet bringing to a bull heavy community news, truth, and opinion poured over crumbles of Hollywood and topped with everything getting you out of the house. That's the weekly Bolivo. Join me Tuesdays at 6 p.m., but always on demand on the Knox Ivy Network.
Need a video or commercial that you can afford? Knox Ivy is the solution. Email info@knoxivy.com for more information.
I'm Don Sproles.
And I'm Karen Sproles.
We are the owners of the Lunchbox Restaurants.
Our cooking here is a lot like you would do in your own home.
It's like having you in our living room, having you in our dining room.
We do everything from scratch. All of our baking, all of our cooking is done from scratch. We know what's in our product. Our catering services are rather unique in that we're totally customized. We've done dinners for 2 people that a husband will pick up and surprise his wife with and take home. And we've done 1,500 box breakfasts. We can produce a wonderful event regardless of what your budget is.
We have customers that we feed today that we fed June 3rd, 1981. I think we can take a great deal of satisfaction out of that. And we enjoy working together and have continued to do that all these years.
Thank you to MetroPulse readers everywhere for voting Knox Ivy the best new business for 2010. We love our role as an active partner in telling the world about the people, ideas, and activities that shape East Tennessee. Cheers!
Now that I've shown you how to make oils and vinegars, I'm going to show you how to make pesto. Pesto is really, really good. It's good on pasta, it's good on fish, it's good on vegetables, but the main thing that you have to remember is that you need a lot of basil in order to make pesto. So the first thing we're going to do is take 4 cups of packed basil. And as you can see, this is quite a bit of basil in this measuring cup. This is an 8-cup measuring cup, so it's half full. But as I said, it's really important to make sure that you get enough basil. So what you want to do, I've got a combination of purple and green basil, the Italian traditional basil from my garden. And you just want to put all of that into the food processor. And it smells so good. Basil has a wonderful fragrance, and this would be great on tomatoes with mozzarella cheese and any type of vegetables, pasta, shrimp loves basil. I'm going to move this a little closer to me. And then what you add is 2 cloves of garlic, and I've actually grilled this garlic. And this is how it looks when it's grilled. I've actually used quite a bit of this, so you can't see the whole clove. But it's really nice because all you need to do is put it on the grill, which I'm going to do in the next show, and you just have to turn it around on the fire. And what's nice is that it's really soft and pliable. So I'm going to put 2 cloves into the food processor. And then I've got 4 tablespoons of pine nuts, and I've actually reserved a little bit for the garnish. So you just put that in. And then I have olive oil. Just pour that right in. And all you're going to do is chop it. Just turn this around so I can get it to lock. And you'll see that all of the basil, the pine nuts, everything is coming together. So let's kind of look at that to see how it is. A little bit more, I think. Give it another quick chop. Oh, and it smells so good. You can really smell the garlic and the basil. Get that out of the way. And then what you want to do is you want to add a little bit of cheese. It calls for a cup of Parmesan cheese, but I'm going to just put about a half a cup and pulse it one more time. And then I'm going to hold on to the rest of it because I want to have that cheese nice and firm in the pesto. Lock that up. Okay, oh gosh, now you can smell the Parmesan cheese also. It smells so good. So what you want to do is loosen your food processor, take out the blade. Let me get a spatula. And this can go right onto your pasta. Or you could also warm it if you desired to. This could also be a dip. As you can see, it's pretty thick right now, so what I'm going to do is add a little bit more olive oil just to make it a little bit creamier for the pasta. But this would be great with pita chips, vegetables. You could do it as a hors d'oeuvre. Let me get my olive oil. I'm going to move my food processor out of the way. And this you want to use an extra virgin olive oil, not the real fine one that we used for the oils. This one you want to have that olive oil flavor come through. So all I'm doing is mixing this together, and you can see that you still have the pine nuts are just chopped. They're not finely ground, and you can see that and smell the Parmesan cheese. The basil smells just terrific. You could also warm this up if you wanted to have it hot, but it also is nice, say on a picnic when you don't want to have any mayo because of the heat. This would be perfect with a salad, chicken, like I said, fish, any type of poultry or vegetables to go along with it. Now what I'm going to do is I've got some pasta here that I've already cooked some shells. And this is a whole grain pasta that has 51% wheat flour and also oat flour and semolina. What's really great about this is that it's by Barilla, and it is at Kroger's, and I'm sure at any other grocery store within the Knoxville area. And it's awesome because now it's so much less expensive to buy a whole grain pasta, which is so much healthier for you than the white pasta. And it also has a lot of fiber in it and a lot of nutrients in it. So that is what this is. This is the shell pasta that I'm going to put the pesto on. So you just want to put that right on top. And then I've got some Parmesan cheese to add. And this Parmesan cheese is also from Kroger's. It is awesome as far as it's shaved Parmesan. It smells so good. So I'm going to put a little bit on top. This is like I said, it's nice and shaved. Some tomatoes, fresh from the garden, a little pesto, a little basil, and some pine nuts. So there you have it. It's a really nice, healthy dish for you and your family to try. I want to thank you all for being here and sharing my show with me. Also remember to give me any emails, any requests that you have at marykitchenandgarden@gmail.com. We've tried today the oils and the vinegars we've made, and I'm going to have a little bit focaccia in a minute as far as with those oils. But first I want to taste the pasta because I'm really curious to see how the whole grain works with the pesto. Let me get some Parmesan cheese and a little tomato. The whole grain pasta is wonderful. And it doesn't taste like whole wheat, so your kids are going to love it. Again, very helpful, very healthy, and just a marvelous way to spend the summer, especially when it's so hot. So thank you again for joining me. I look forward to our next show where we're going to get back in the garden and we're going to grill vegetables. I'll see you then.